Hello, my name is Milan Powell, and this is my informative speech for Speech 100. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine walking through the door of your home and smelling the warm, robust smell of meat roasting in the oven. Hear the person who lovingly prepared it for you say, "Dinner will be ready in a minute." Picture yourself tucking in and settling down to eat. As you make yourself ready, mouth watering, suddenly a pale chicken with flaccid, floppy skin is plopped down in front of you. You're served a piece, and when you bite into it, all your dreams of what it could have been are immediately deflated. Your heart sinks, and with every bite you swallow without chewing, like you've reverted back to the age of 8 and you're eating yesterday's lima beans. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let's rewind and imagine that instead, when the chicken came out to the table, its visage matched the enticing smells that intoxicated you when you walked through the door. It was golden brown, and when you have your first bite, the skin crackled and crunched in your mouth with salty delight. You might be hungry for chicken now, and if you are, I have great news for you. Today, I can teach you, through a few easy methods and techniques, how to achieve that crispy, crackly skin painted golden brown so you can impress your friends and your loved ones. According to Mindy Fox of Epicurious, Julia Child once said the measure of a good cook is how well he or she can roast a chicken. Although there are many ways to roast a chicken, it seems that oftentimes people never get it right. Floppy skin where the layer of fat is unrendered and the white meat is dry is all too commonplace when all we want is a well-executed, simple, well-seasoned chicken. In an experiment to find a surefire way to get a finely tuned, well-cooked product, the staff at Epicurious went through 8 chickens over the course of 5 days to share with us a step-by-step method that works. Surely you all must be curious by now, so let's get started. Method 1. Try drying it overnight with salt. Using a wire rack, if you have one, place the chicken atop and then pat it dry with paper towels and drain any liquid from the inside. Consider patting the inside and then season the inside and outside liberally with salt and place it in the refrigerator. Doing this actually doesn't take too much time, and you should use about a tablespoon for every 4 pounds, maybe a little bit more. This technique is called dry brining. Salt helps to dry out meat when you coat it, and it also seasons it. The air in the refrigerator also helps to dry the chicken as well. If you don't have the time to dry brine, then buy a chicken at the butcher counter that's already been exposed to refrigerated air. This means the skin will have already had time to dry. Remember, the drier the skin, the less you have to worry about floppy skin. If we leave the moisture, then it will steam and your chicken won't be crisp. Use high heat. If you want to get that crisp product, then use high heat to make sure it sears the skin. 450 degrees is a great temperature to use. You can roast the chicken on the rack over a roasting pan and maybe a few vegetables, or you can use a cast iron skillet. If you use a cast iron skillet, preheat the skillet in the oven before cooking your bird. That way it'll sizzle when you drop it in. Remember to poke the bird. We don't want our chicken to steam, so a good technique to ensure any steam will escape and not remain trapped in the chicken is to make slits or poke tiny holes in the skin. If you're like me and you enjoy a nice herbaceous chicken, consider slipping some herbs into some of those slits to further season the chicken. You can also take that moment to rub some butter underneath the skin through those slits. With the chicken seasoned, brined, and prepped, you're going to want to roast it for about an hour and look forward to crisply, crackly skin. If you have a poultry thermometer or a general meat thermometer, make sure that you take the bird out a little bit before it reads 165. 165 is the proper cook temperature for poultry, but remember to take it out a little bit before the thermometer reads 165. Why? Because of our next step. Rest. Take your beautiful bird out of the oven and let it rest on a rack. The bird will continue to cook as it settles down, and this time period will give it a chance to suck all the juices back into the skin so it remains moist and delicious. Now, eat. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Eat your delicious, crispy chicken. This may seem like a lot of work, but in reality, they're just techniques that are applied to a fairly simple task. There are techniques for everything: building a house, doing heart surgery, driving a car, giving a speech. But when we learn and remember to apply those techniques, the success and pleasure we feel when they're done right is immeasurable. Don't forget to enjoy your chicken with your favorite sides. Me, I like mashed potatoes and green beans. Thank you.